Hi everybody and welcome to the next project. My name is Alex and now I would like to introduce you to our next tutorial. So we want to scrape data from this real estate website. Here we have realtor.ca, okay? And we want to output data from Ottawa, which is actually the capital of Canada. Just go ahead, type in Ottawa and let's go for the search. So again, we want to scrape data from the website's hidden API. And now I would like to show you why this API is actually very powerful. First, we scrape the first page, okay? Then we want to extract data from multiple pages, output everything inside an Excel file, and also output the data inside the PostgreSQL database. That means we want to create our own data set, okay? So first of all, let me just introduce you to the data we want to scrape. We want to get access to this whole address, then the price, the information about the bedrooms and the bathrooms, and also, let me show you, I've just clicked on the first result, and we also want to have the information about the sales agent, okay? So here we have this lady, Josie Ledger, and here we also have the telephone number, okay? And as you have noticed, inside this front page, we don't see the contact information, okay? We need to actually click on the first result, for example, in order to be able to see this area here, okay? But inside the API, we have this information, which we don't see inside this front page, okay? And this is why I've chosen this website, because the API is actually very powerful, and there we have a lot more information than just these facts we see inside this result page at the front, okay? All right, so before we start, again, I've prepared this Jupyter notebook. It's again empty, just pre-filled with the headings so that we know what's actually the exact next step. And we have also here this data. Actually, this is the data I've just told you we want to scrape, okay? So now I would say let's go ahead and let's start. So let's do a right click, and again, you can actually choose between the list view and the map view. It really doesn't matter, but I think for our tutorial it's better to go ahead with this list view. Okay, so right click and inspect, and now let's see how the API actually looks like. Go to the network tab. Okay, here actually we need to see the requests, but for now we don't see anything. Let's scroll down, click on page number 2, and you see here that something appeared. Okay, this is actually the request we need to have. But since we are right now inside the second page, I want to scroll all the way down, clean up everything here. Okay, so click on this clear button, and then I want to go back to page number 1. So go to the previous page, and this is actually the request we want to observe, okay? Let's make a cross check. Here in the first example, we have, for example, the price is 565,000. Let's take a look. If we open up the results, okay, let's see what information we have. Let's take a look how to find actually the price. And you see here, we have 565,000. And this address, starting with 2014, Bois Frank Circle, it's exactly what you see here. Okay, so this is actually proof enough to know that this request has the information we need to get access to the data of the first page. Okay, and again, here inside this results key, we have 12 different data points starting with index 0 until 11. So all in all, we have 12. Let's also make a cross check here. We have in every line, we have 4 results. 1, 2, 3. All right, so 3 times 4 is 12. That means this is the correct request for our purpose. So what I want to do now is I need to copy this curl. And again, the curl is actually, so you have the possibility to create your request from your command prompt using this curl command, okay? But since we don't want to make the request from our cmd or from the command prompt, we need to convert this curl inside, to a Python request. Okay, so go ahead and click on copy as curl. Now you need to find a converter. Okay, curl to Python. And actually I always use the first one. So it's curl.shrillworks.com, and you have the possibility here to convert your curl syntax to Python or Node.js and so on and so forth. But for now we just need to work with Python. Okay, and again here you can choose your language, but the default is Python, and now we can leave it like it is and paste our command here. And directly we have this converted Python request, and this is actually what we need to have. So let's highlight everything, copy this one, go back to our notebook, and here let's paste this new created request and make sure this import statement, you can actually cut it off and paste it here, because I like to have every import in one separate cell. Okay, so this is the first import we need, and the second one is the pandas data frame, because until we output the data inside an Excel file or to the Postgres database, in the first place I want to see how this data actually looks like. Okay, and PD is our abbreviation, or our how do you call this actually? So this is the convention if you import pandas. Okay, so run this cell. Okay, this looks fine. And now let's also run this Python request, which is actually consisting of this headers. Then we have the data. Okay, and we have the request, which is actually stored inside this response variable. This is it. Okay, so let's run it. And this looks actually fine. We don't have an error message. This is nice. Let's go ahead and check the status code. Here I just need to use the response variable. Okay, let's run it. 200 means we have successfully made an HTTP request to this website. And in the next step, what we need to do is we need to create a JSON object. Okay, that means let's use the response variable .json. Let's run it, and now you see all the necessary information for our first page inside this area here. Okay, and what I want to do now is I want to store this JSON object inside a separate variable. So let's go ahead and create result_JSON. Okay, run it, and now this looks fine. Cool. So in the next step, since right now we used to work with the JSON object, we have to handle the dictionary. Okay, so we have to work with key and value pairs, and now we need to get access to our keys. Okay, that means I need again to target the result_JSON variable .keys, because now again we have a dictionary, and if you use to work with dictionaries and you want to output the keys, you have to use the keys function. Okay, that's it. Let's run this one, and you see here that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 different keys. Okay, remember we have 5 keys. Go back to the result page, and now you see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that means these keys here are exactly the same what we see right now here. Okay, and this is actually also the reason why we have started to create a JSON object, and then we needed to grab the keys. Okay, so this is actually the logic behind it. And since we know that our results are stored inside this keys, or inside this results key element, we can directly go ahead and target this result key. That means result_JSON. Okay, and from here we have actually right now explored that we have the possibility to grab this key, which is right now important for us. So I'll copy this one, and here we can just paste it inside the brackets and inside the quotes, and let's run this one. here we have all our results. Okay, what I want to do now, let's check it out. Let's use the length function. And you see here we have this number 12, which makes totally sense because underneath this key element, we have our 12 results. Okay, starting with index 0 until 11. That's it. And this is right now our proof that our results are stored inside this expression here. Okay, what I want to do, I want to choose a separate variable. So the variable I actually always choose is result_items because I directly know that our items are stored inside this variable here. Okay, let's run it and we can just do again what we have done a few seconds ago. Run this length function, but now we want to use this result items. Okay, that's it. And this is actually what I also call the starting point. Okay, so this is the starting point. And first of all, before we grab every information for all 12 results inside the first page, actually this is my way of work. I start always with grabbing the data for one element, okay? Because afterwards we can proceed with a for loop and loop through each and every element, okay? This is the reason why. So first of all, let's grab the address of the first one. Address with double D, sorry, yep. Okay, so now we have this result_items. And since we have actually inside this variable, actually this is a list of 12 items, we can directly target the index number 0, and this gives us back all the necessary information, which is actually related to the first result. Okay, so to this one here. This is it. And now let's go ahead and grab the address. So you actually have two different choices. You can right now work with this dictionary here, okay? Or what actually I prefer is inside this preview tab. This is just better readable. I think it's maybe because of the colors, okay? And for me, this is makes more sense visually. Okay, so for now, let's go ahead and search for the address. It's actually stored inside this property key. Okay, if I open it up, I see here I have this address key. And let's just go step by step. So we start with index 0, and then I want to get access to this property key. That means here I need to target the property key. Okay, this is it. And now from here I see that I have directly access to grab this address. Okay, so it's the address. And again, it really doesn't matter if you take a look at this one or inside this dictionary here. Okay, so after we have grabbed the address, we have the address text, longitude, latitude, but this is actually not important for us. We just want to have the address text. Okay, so here I go ahead, copy this key and paste it here. Run this cell and voila, now we have the text element for our first result, which is this one. That's it. This was the first example. Next, let's go ahead and do the same steps in order to get access to the bedrooms. Okay, so this is our first point. Copy this one and don't forget to provide a comment. Paste it here, and now let's take a look how to get access to the bedrooms and the bathrooms. Let's take a look. Now we have here inside this building key, if we click on this one, we see we have bathroom, bedroom, stories, and so on. Okay, that means we need to target or navigate to the building key, run this one, and now let's copy this bedrooms key, sorry, just this one, copy this and paste it here inside this brackets and inside the quotes. Let's run it. Here we have 3 plus 0. We also see this information here it's 3 plus 0. This makes sense. And now let me just copy this part here, paste it here, replace bedrooms with bathrooms, run this one, and now we need to target this key element here. Okay, copy this one and paste it here, run it, and here we also have number 3, which makes sense. Here we have 3 bathrooms. Okay, and now we have the tricky part, because now we want to have the agent name and the phone number and the area code. Actually, the phone number itself, I will show you right now what this means. Okay, so first we want to have the agent name, which we can't see here in the front. That means we need to search for a logic, and here it actually looks like this. We have this individual key element. Let's click on this one, click on number 0. Okay, and now you see here we have the first name, for example, the last name, and this whole name, and this is what we want to have when we scrape the name of the agent. Okay, that means again we start from individual. Okay, let's go back, copy this one, paste it here, don't forget the comment. So it's agent name, and here we need to navigate to the individual key, run the cell. Okay, and now we need to navigate to the, so let me show you again. Now we need to navigate to index 0. Okay, let's see here, and here you also see that we start right now with the list. That means in order to get access to this first dictionary, we have using the index number 0. Okay, now we don't have the list anymore. We directly start with the dictionary. And now we have access to, so let's take a look again where it is. 1 second, this is the better view for now. So it's number 0, and then we have the name. Okay, let's go ahead and target the name. Let's take a look, and this is Josie Ledger. Okay, let's cross check it again, click on the first result, and this is Josie Ledger. This is the correct data point for our agent person. Okay, this was number 1. Now we want to have the area code and the phone number. And actually the area code, let me show you. Actually, I just wanted to have the phone number, but this first 3 digits are the area code, and this is the phone number itself. And I can also show you in our preview data. So let me just open it up. And now I think I've closed it. Okay, it was not a good idea. Again, right click inspect, click on network, go all the way down, click to the next page. Okay, scroll all the way down again, and it didn't work. Okay, let's just refresh it and let's see if this works. Okay, now we are inside page number 2. Clean up all the stuff here, go back to page number 1, click on the request, and now let's navigate again to the individual. Okay, and from here, so let's take a look how to get access to the phone. So we have 613 and the phone start with 668. Okay, so and the information is actually inside this phone's key element here. Okay, so let's go ahead and target this one. So you see here, instead of name, where we want to grab the agent information or the agent name, we instead need to write down the phone's key. Okay, so back to the Jupyter Notebook. Now let me just copy this one, paste it here, and let's provide here the comment. This is the area code. This is our first step. Here we had phones, right? So it was phones. Okay, this looks fine. And now you see that we can access the area code key. Copy this one and paste it here. Okay, now something went wrong. Again, let's take a look. What happened? Okay, got it. So first of all, again, we need to target index number 0. Okay, because this one starts with a list. Okay, this makes sense. Now let's provide a 0. And now we have access to this dictionary and can directly again copy this area code and paste it here. And now this looks fine. All right, so copy this whole expression, paste it here, and now we want to have the telephone. So as you can remember, we just need to remove this area code, run this cell, and now we want to have this phone number key. Okay, copy this one and paste it here, run it, and this is actually our number. Okay, so it's actually the combination of the area code and the phone number itself, what you see just here. Okay, this is it. And finally, what we need to extract is the price itself. Okay, let's take a look how to do this one. One new cell. Don't forget to provide your comment. This is the price. Then we start with our first result. Copy this, paste it here. And now what we need to do is we need again to observe the preview. Okay, and inside, so let's just check it out again. So this is index number 0. This is our property. Okay, and here inside this property key, you see that we have a price key, and this is the information we want to extract. That means here we need to navigate to property. Okay, and directly here we see the price. So let's go ahead and use the price key, and voila, now we have actually successfully extracted this price. Again, so this was actually it for the first result item. We have grabbed successfully the address, the bedrooms, bathrooms, agent name, area code, phone number, and the price. Okay, so I would say I will make a cut here, and in the next video we want to write our for loop in order to grab all the mentioned data points for all results on the first page. Okay, this is it. And afterwards we proceed with working with multiple pages and output everything inside Excel and the Postgres database. Alright, thank you very much guys, stay tuned, and I see you in the next video.